Warning. The following podcast is intended for wicked souls only and should not be broadcasted on any other media outlet other than Interfederation Radio. Failure to comply will have dire consequences and you will have to answer to Flip and Commissioner Mayhem. And trust me, you don't want to fuck with Flip and Mayhem. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. And with me today, we have very special guest, Commissioner of the Wicked Warz League, Melvin Mayhem. And in studio with us, Manager Rick Angel. Gentlemen, you there?
Sure is.
Sure am, Flip.
Oh, man. You know what, man? I mean, Wicked City Chaos right around the corner. I mean, if you haven't heard the commercial, go back. Commercial should be uploaded before this show. Like I said, a lot going on with Wicked City Chaos. So before we get to it, I just want to make sure we get into it. And I hate to say this way because it might send us in the wrong directions. But we got to bite into this one because there's a lot to go over, man. Because
yes, there is.
Oh man. Now, Commissioner. I mean, this is your first pay-per-view. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm super stoked. Again, even though Wicked Warz is about we're going on 5 cycles now. This has been a year in the making. This has been something I've been thinking about since when I was still, commissioning the NBL and what I wanted that to aspire to be, which it never did. So for me, this is the pinnacle of all my hard work over the last year, bringing all these managers together, getting the war room up and running the way I wanted it to, just the culmination of everything coming together and finally being able to, to show everybody just how good this league can be. I'm super stoked for this pay-per-view, man.
Oh, nice. I mean, and as you're saying that, Commissioner Mayhem, it looks like we're going to have someone from the Wicked City Tribune sitting in with us. Do you want to go ahead and introduce the Wicked City Tribune cast?
That is correct. I have Avian Mayhem here. He is one of the reporters for Wicked City Tribune. You want to say hello to the fans out there?
Hi, guys.
Oh, nice. Hey, welcome. It's always good to have
for pay-per-view. So.
Oh, nice. It's always good to have extra eyes out there keeping tabs on the action. So welcome, Wicked City Tribune. And now, Commissioner, I mean, the Tribune has been covering the action coming into the Wicked City Chaos, and it looks like we have some kind of a carnival making their way in. Is that kind of?
Yes, actually, in the last report, everybody that noticed, they actually all the charges got dropped against the 3 clowns. They were the prime suspects in the disappearance of those 38 people that attended the traveling carnival. They couldn't find any evidence to link them to it, so they were free. The judge, had no choice but to rule that decision. There was some protest, which you did see in the report. A lot of people were against it, especially the people that were involved in the carnival. But because of the way things played out, they the judge had no choice but to release them. So now the carnival is setting up shop just outside of the War Room Arena. And rumor has it that they're going to be involved now in not only the league, but the pay-per-view as well, which we'll get into. So it's really exciting.
Oh yeah, and talking about raising the excitement level, Rick Angel. I mean, your cast here in the Wicked Warz League has how can I say it has risen to the occasion.
Always rise to the occasion. Yeah, always rise.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we mentioned and we talked before we got on air, Rick. I mean, your cast there has given us. Has given us show, let's just say that. And
that's I love writing for Hal. That's the easy one because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, and that makes it fun. Just whatever I think goes down.
You're like, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth and into yours, so watch out. Watch out. Yeah, I mean. Now, last show we did mention the new tag team there, and Rick, I mean, we got to ask, man. I know we're breaking that fourth wall, man. But when managers, get that creative juice flowing, and something as ingenious as Big Daddy Johnson and Hal Uranus come together. We got to ask, man, what's the driving force behind the creativeness right there, man?
Oh, as far as the name goes, there's a little gas station in town I went to college in that the name was Come and Go. So, the old ejaculate and evacuate store. And
Nice.
that's exactly where the Johnson and Uranus name came from. I just plugged it in. I was laughing my ass off the whole time I thought about it at work, trying not to have people wondering why I was laughing at absolutely nothing.
Nice. Oh yeah. I mean, I can imagine. I can imagine with some of our
wide on Twitter, man.
I can imagine with some of my coworkers as I'm sitting there, opening up some of these PDFs that Commissioner Mayhem pulls together, and next thing you know, I'm like scrolling a little bit faster to cover the top part, and like, wait, what was that? What was that? Nothing. You saw nothing. Oh man, good times. But yeah, you know what? Now, Rick, I mean, you're not afraid of the negative. I mean, some of the managers that have made their way to the Wicked Warriors League are a little, they're talking about the rub, and some people might not want to get involved with Johnson and Uranus, so that doesn't worry you, or are you going to be more proactive and attacking them than waiting for people to?
It doesn't bother me at all. I know I'll go into character for them, but I know they'll get their championship. So if they want an opportunity to get the championships, they're going to have to come to me. It doesn't matter if they want to give a rub or not.
Nice. I mean, that's even that's definitely bringing it into a new angle. Like, hey, you know what? We are going to be the show. So whether you want to or not, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get
it. Pretty much.
Oh. So now, Commissioner, I mean, a lot to go over. I know we got a little bit of an outline. So before I go, too far into tangents, I'm gonna go ahead and allow you to take the lead right now and get us a little more insight as to what's going on at Wicked City Chaos.
Absolutely. Well, before we get into that, I just wanted to quickly go over the title page champions just to get that out of the way, and then we could just dive headfirst into the whole Wicked City pay-per-view if you don't mind.
Oh, not at all. Let's see here. I had this one open. Do you have yours open, Melvin? Did you want to go ahead and read the champions?
I'm gonna go. I'll do the rundown. It's fine. I'll do it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, go right ahead, brother.
All right. So first up, obviously we're gonna start from the top. We have the Crest of Chaos champion, and new champion Extreme Survivor. And Flip, you and I both know we actually interviewed Giuliano not too long ago, and he was making a case for the Survivor Dynasty coming on board and backing up their talk about getting titles and becoming relevant. And man, they've been on a tear, and this is just another sign of taking the Survivor Dynasty serious, where not only have they been winning the belts, but now they have one of their main title page. So it's good to see that they're backing up the talk and they're getting it done in the ring. So kudos to Extreme Survivor for pulling off that win.
Yeah, I mean it's one thing to talk, but of course once you start adding to your resume, that it brings that whole talk full circle. So if anyone had any doubts,
not anymore.
Go get there you are. Leave them all at home.
Yep. And we also recently had a podcast with Wolf Tyrant covering his roster. And again, another manager that went on air, and he was very vocal in the fact that his stable were going to come here. They weren't going to be pushovers, that they were going to win titles. They weren't afraid of the Dynasty or anybody else. And look what we have here on the front page again. Now we have Skyblade the Tiger King actually destroyed Devin Destiny, one of the Survivor members, to win the Twisted Carnage title. So right there, he sent the shot to Survivor Dynasty saying, listen, you guys aren't going to get over that easy. So that was actually nice to see that those two went at it for that title on the front page.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, Rick, you've had your encounters with both of these two groups throughout the years.
Yeah. I have with, just with the managers, not necessarily the wrestlers here, but yeah, I've had my encounters with the managers over the years.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely, the managers are I mean, anytime you guys mention managers, I think of like in my limited wrestling knowledge, I think of like Bobby Heenan, you know, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and and all their crew that they would bring in, and just how wicked a manager can be in that same respect, I guess nowadays you could throw in what's Brock Lesnar's Paul Heyman.
Well,
Oh,
like,
Mayhem. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's another one that just it's sometimes they make the wrestlers sometimes.
absolutely.
That's
Like
true.
in the case of your cast there, Rick. I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw the creative mind behind Big Daddy Johnson and Hal Uranus, I was like, you know what? I don't care, what angle he's trying to run. These guys are going to be successful, and yeah, I don't care. Like you said, I don't care if people don't want to rub against you. Like I said, you're eventually going to get the rub, whether you or in
Whether you
Hal's
want it or
or
not.
yeah, or in Hal's words, you're eventually going to get the vitamin D, whether you want it or not, one way or the other.
That's true.
Yep.
Yep. Now, to continue with the title page, now I guess for the next three title matches, I want to get your take on this, Rico, because three of your guys actually lost the titles this time around. Vicious Vinny Valentino actually ended up pinning Big Daddy Johnson, and he did win the Smoldering Sorrow title from Big Daddy. So that was kind of I don't want to say an upset, because Vicious Vinny has been lying in the weeds, so to speak, waiting for his opportunity, and that was a pretty big win that he did beat out Big Daddy Johnson for that title. Next up after that, we had Renegade Slade Stevens, another one that's already established in the WWL. Flip, this gentleman very well, and he actually defeated Hal Uranus to win the Court of Torment title this cycle, which is another big achievement. And last but not least, out of your roster, I see that the Impassive Knave, leader of the Agents of Endgame, destroyed Buff Stonewall, and he won the Belt of Sublety titles. So I just want to know what your take was on those three losses that they suffered this cycle.
Oh, everybody has off cycles. Uh, it gets into it, Johnson and Howe were probably out partying a little bit too hard after the last cycle, so they just weren't going for it, and and with Buff, he is primarily a 6-man guy, so any single championships he gets just a little added bonus to him. So it comes
Fair
and
enough.
goes.
Fair
Now,
enough.
now, Rick, is that another part of your group right there, the Stonewalls?
Yes,
Is
it
that
is.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So on top of Johnson and Uranus, you have the Stonewall trio.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
That is correct.
Well, yeah, like
So
I said,
then,
I mean, I know we highlighted the Survivor Dynasty, and I know Rick. Rick is just Rick Angel, and his crew right there. And anywhere he goes, like I said, I don't care if he doesn't have a special name. Like I said, watch out, watch out.
Thank you.
So continuing on down the list, we have next up, we actually have some new fresh talent that just joined the WWL last cycle, and right out the gate they ended up winning some titles, and it looks like the WWL is now infected. We have Bacterial Infection, ended up beating Mistress of Pain Susie Sweet, which, as you already know, is no pushover herself. We actually covered her in recent podcasts, and ended up winning the Ending Misery title. So I think that was an actual, a really great victory for a debut, if you ask me, to pick up that victory over Susie Sweet. Let's see. Next up, we have Girdle of the Berserk. That was Run Stonewall. He actually retained the title, so not all was bad for your roster. I see there, Rick.
Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
impressive. Went back to back cycles there without giving up that title.
Thank you.
Yes. Got to give up the props. Next up, we have Survivor. Another member, actually probably the main member of the Survivor Dynasty, ended up beating Minister of Hate from Legion of Darkness to win the Infernal Vengeance title. More of the Infection. I see Yeast Infection pinned Brittany to win the Gun Belt of Hell title. The Beast of Lego Valdan bested Terrorist Sheba and ended up winning the Chain of Echo title. Future Devon Destiny, another TSD standout, ended up beating Angel of Annihilation and won the Shattered Bloodlust title. I also see some newcomers to the title page as well. Blue Dragon of Destiny defeated Dark Mistress Morgana and ended up winning the Whispered Agony title in the process. Now onto the multis. I see FMR, Van Death Valiant, and the Shadow, Tony Lowen, defeated Brittany and Chastity and won the Band of Distant Wars titles. Blue Dragon of Destiny and the Beast of Legal Vardan ended up beating Esmeralda Diamandias and Marie Cybernetica of Las Mas Sexy and won the TV tag team title. So that was an impressive win. Also, for you, Rick, I see Circle of Sanity, Stonewall Brothers again retain the titles for another cycle. And correct me if I'm wrong, not too long ago, they were kind of complaining that they were being, screwed out of, winning those specific titles and that they were too good for the division. And all of a sudden they get the titles and they're not letting go of them, huh?
That's exactly what they said would happen, and that's what's happening. First cycle, I'd go a little out of kayfabe, but 516 PPF or 521 PPF, sorry, but initial cycle. Then second cycle, mess up on my behalf, but yep, once I got in there, using it with the storyline with them just to keep building them up. The third, in the character of mine, they are the best 6-man team that's ever existed.
Nice. Well, so far they're backing it up. So.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Now for those fans out there listening, I know Rick just said he's going to break a little bit of the fourth wall. PPF, perfect point flow, just in case, because it took me a while when people were, people would mention it. No, I just got a PPF. I'm like, that's great, awesome. No, me like a dumbass, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck is a PPF? So yeah, even though you can get a perfect score, there is something a little more prestigious than a perfect score, being that of a PPF, meaning, pretty much just nailed it, perfect flow from top to bottom. So yeah, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Now there's one more title left, actually, just to round out the title page, and that would be the Survivor Dynasty's trio of Historic Michael Giuliano, Future Devin Destiny, and the Insurance Policy. They ended up taking the TV 6-man titles off of the female group, the Establishment of Venus Luxuria, Luna O'Lovely, and Korea Kiss.
Nice. Now, there was a lot of controversy around Rick Angel and his cast and crew there, and he got some last cycle because there was a last minute signing, and I'll tell you like this. I mean, anytime you got the shenanigans going on, that's that a show like In Uranus brings. You're definitely going to expect the unexpected, or if you're not ready for the unexpected when Hal comes to ring, then when I think of the fans, you guys remember Gallagher, the guy that used to smash the watermelons?
Yep.
That's what I feel we have to give the fans at in the WWL. We got to give them those extra covers because you just don't know, man. You don't know.
Yeah, with Hal, you better get it at least 5-6 rolls back.
Exactly. Oh man! So now there was a match that happened. Looks like Cusack signed against Hal, and of course, all madness broke out. I mean, so much. The Renegade came to, came to show off the belt that he had just taken from Hal. Distracted Hal. The Duck was in the stands. I think the Duck was dressed as a female. Sitting next to Craven Cross. Who's another one of Hal's nemesis right now in the WWL, and all madness broke out. I mean, you had a Duck running all over the floor. You had Hal distracted by both Craven and Renegade. You had this plastic hot dog going all over the, from one hand to another, from, oh man, madness. When it was all said and done, I think, Commissioner Mayhem even had to, prevent the match from getting, recorded in this bulletin because of all the, madness that went on. But it looks like Cusack protested and, got the association to give him his win. But, even though it wasn't printed in the bulletin, Cusack was awarded the win somehow, some way, I still haven't seen the full tape, but just FYI, there's a lot of shenanigans going on with Hugh Suck, coming to the WWL. So watch out, guys. Watch out.
It's a sign. Go.
Oh man. So yeah, no, a lot of fun with those with that cast and crew there in the WWL,
Yeah.
man. But
Yeah.
it's all escalating, and it's all about to cut come into full perspective. Come into full perspective. Oh man.
You said it.
Oh brother. Now Wicked City Chaos, man.
Yes,
Because
sir.
we got this carnival outside of town. We got the Survivor Dynasty, pretty much coming, into full light, telling everybody and proving to everybody that they are the show that they say they are. And
Now they got to prove it.
oh yeah, in my eyes, them taking league,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
them taking their titles, that to me solidifies it. I mean, I don't need that much more proof. Like I said, now I'm curious as to how they proceed with rubbing people off with.
Exactly. I want to see how they can handle the ramifications of their actions.
Ain't nothing better than sex.
Hello, this is WWL superstar Big Daddy Johnson. I just got one simple question. Are you sitting in your mama's basement with a box of Kleenex and a bottle of Jergens? Oh, what the hell you doing? Stop that right now. Pick up the phone, call 188-DADYGRL, and one of my girls will have their fine asses over to you in less than an hour. Again, that phone number is 1-888-DADYGRL. And remember, you're not paying for the good time. You're paying for them to get their ass out after.
Now, where are we starting, Commissioner? I mean, I know there's a lot to go over.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely gonna touch over each of the matches. For right now, I guess I'll start with the undercards. We'll do the three main events last for obvious reasons. But I'm gonna start with the first match that I have here scheduled. This was actually the first pay-per-view match signed and made official for Wicked City Chaos. Only there was a last minute pullout by one of the participants, and that was Shane Cole. He was actually the entire Undisputed era for reasons beyond me have officially become one of the first victims of the WWL and actually had to leave the league. So I'll touch more on that in the next report and in the war room. I'm not really gonna get into it here, but I don't know if they just they just couldn't handle the pressure. Flip. I mean, we were talking about it for the last few cycles that they had to get with the program and start getting some victories, or else they just weren't going to cut it here. And I think the latter was the ended up being the truth with that group. So, but the match was supposed to be with Shane versus Man Killer Terror Scream, who actually called him out in the war room and basically said that just because I'm a female, don't think that you're gonna try to run over me and get the best of me. So Shane was actually the one that called her out and said, you know what, let's have a Philadelphia street fight at Wicked City Chaos and let's settle this, one-on-one, which Terror accepted. And apparently, because of the pullout, I had to actually put somebody else into that slot now, and I figured I'd give one of the newcomers a chance to shine and to prove themselves. So one of the members of the Dark Carnival is taking the place of Shane, and that will be Pierre the Strongman. Now,
Nice.
from what I'm hearing, this guy is a fucking monster. I'm talking Braun Strowman type monster. So I see this going two ways. One, it could either be he runs completely over Mancur and he ends up getting his first win under the belt and pay-per-view match win, or Mankiller could step up and get the victory over him and really catapult herself into the discussion of being one of the best in the league. So they each have something to lose in this matchup for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, just to piggyback a little bit on the Playboy there. I mean, we mentioned it on another show because the Playboy, pretty much he took the route of the indie circuit. I mean, he went and he signed everywhere. I mean,
Yep.
he was looking for work, and he signed here, he signed there, and to be honest with you, gentlemen, I mean, it's a little tough when you're spreading yourself out thin because it's kind of hard to get a full feel and a full grasp of the locker room. So you do end up kind of in a tough predicament at times because, I mean, he got the short end of the stick, in the steel. He got the short end of the stick here in the, here in the diamond. And like I said, I definitely wish the Playboy luck wherever he does land and wherever he does sign. But there are some leagues where it is tough to, to bring your show.
Exactly. And I tell everybody when they sign that contract, when you come into this league, you need to be here every cycle. You need to, put your reputation on the line. You need to be ready to fight because if you're not going to do that, cycle in, cycle out, then you're just going to get embarrassed, like Giuliano said, which is actually one of the things that used to happen in the ECL when it was, running on all cylinders, that it was one of those leagues, which the WWL is becoming now, where every cycle, if you have a shit cycle, they're gonna expose you for it. And unfortunately for him, it was becoming a reoccurring theme. And again, they just couldn't cut it. So again, the entire Undisputed Era roster is out of the league officially.
Yeah, no, I mean it definitely it brings it back to the work that we say, Melvin, because I'll be the first to admit, I mean, with the amount of work that I see gets put into the Wicked Wars League, as a commissioner, as somebody doing work, I'm not gonna, like I said, you did an amazing job of bringing his character forward, bringing him and giving him,
Oh yeah.
and giving him a platform, like you said, to shine, and that's as far as you can go sometimes because you can't be the driving force behind someone else's talent. Let's just say it like that.
Exactly.
At some point
I
or
can
another.
only give somebody the opportunity, give a little spotlight on them, but after that, they gotta, they
Oh
gotta
yeah,
put
yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the support, the platform was there. Like I said, I saw it from day one, and like I said, that's where like the Survivor was saying, the survival of the fittest. Only the strong are going to survive. Only the best of the best are gonna are gonna actually make their mark here in the Wicked Wars League. Where other leagues might give him an instant push, where other leagues might give him that highlight or that primetime matchup. It's not that easy to get that kind of a shine here in the Wicked Wars League. You got to do your work.
Yeah, exactly. And I've said that from the beginning that in this league, it might not happen the cycle you want it to, but eventually, only because there's so many wrestlers involved, I give the spotlight to every wrestler over time. It's going to take some time, obviously, because the league is so big and there are so many talented wrestlers. I can't do that for everybody in the same cycle. That's just ridiculous. And I don't have that kind of time, nor should they expect that exposure. But over time, they will have their time to shine. It might be in a cycle where they least expect it, but it's going to happen. So little by little, I've been giving these, these undercard, wrestlers, even main event wrestlers, some that haven't even been mentioned yet, a platform where they can springboard off of that, eventually if they want to. But again, I can't do it for everybody. I can't do it every single cycle. But over the course of a few cycles, you will get your chance. And what you do with that opportunity is completely up to you. But you will get it from the commissioner standpoint. So.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, Rick. I mean, I've had the pleasure of having having your cast and crew, in a couple of leagues now. I mean, and I think as a commissioner or coming from a commissioner's point of view, your crew, wherever you're at, always makes an impact, always becomes a big driving force of the league. So, I can definitely vouch for the work that Rick Angel does, and I'm not going to take credit obviously for what he does. I'm nowhere, I'm in no position to do that. But like I said, I can definitely verify and confirm how much success this gentleman brings, and just how much he raises the level of competition. So, as we're the Survivor may not give you that rub, Rick and his cast, whether you want to or not, are going to rub up against you because they're going to have that gold. They're going to have that gold.
Thank you for that, Flip. But yeah, I don't care who you are. We'll go with Hal's an equal opportunity rubber, so he'll go on against anybody.
Love it. He has no shame rubbing one off. He has no shame rubbing one off.
No shame at all.
Not at all.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Now you know what? I know we're gonna go a little off tangent, but there's another very risky risky character throughout the association. So I'm thinking of a dream matchup sometime down the line. And like I said, we'll see. We'll see how this mixes and matches. Because I personally would want to see Hal Uranus go against.
Sexton Hardcastle.
You read my mind. You read my mind. I see. Oh yeah, good old Sexton, man. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of risky characters in the association. So yes, maybe down the line we can have one of those dream matchups, but that should be a good one. We'll have to have that one in like some kind of what are they called? Chippendales. So we'll have it at a Chippendales. We'll have it at a
Oh
yeah.
God.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, a lot of you got to keep the females entertained as well, man.
Even
though I heard Sexton swings. Even though I heard Sexton swing. Oh man. All right, Commissioner, where are we at? So we have the Playboy. We have the Playboy out. We have the Strongman in. What else we got going on at that undercard?
So next up we have this is a high stakes best of 5 series. This is a loser out of Mayhem title contention for 6 cycles is the stipulation attached to this best of 5 series. The special referee will be Justin Kyle, and the participants are Phantom Striker and Lord Evil Priest. Now, Flip, we've been covering these two for the last few podcasts. They've been going at it back and forth. As you know, Phantom Striker, he's on a rampage going after each member of the Legion, taking them out one by one for the attack that they pulled off on him. Lord Evil Priest has actually already defeated Phantom Striker on 2 separate occasions, but according to Striker, these are the ones that count. And I'm not going to argue with him. So now with the spotlight on both of them, and in this huge pay-per-view matchup, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to come out and win, 3 out of those 5 matches and take this series home, basically.
Oh yeah, never look away when you step into the ring with the Renegade, brother, because, with the Phantom Striker, because
exactly,
that guy's a nutcase, bro. I mean,
that's an understatement.
Yeah, no. Now, with someone like Striker, I mean, he's that type of wicked that, he'll tank a match just to give you the impression that you got one over on him.
Exactly. Yep.
And next thing you know,
there's no selling with that guy.
Oh yeah, next thing you know, he's coming to the ring and bringing Barbie from under the ring, and next thing you know, you got a hole in the side of your head. You got a hole in the side.
Listen, not only that, but again, I'm not gonna get into the trash talk much in this episode. But if you recall, in this last cycle, I don't know if it was a 187 or not, but it looks like Phantom Striker killed the Radical Rabbi.
He set him on fire.
He fucking burned him alive.
Oh man, but you know what? You can't overlook those Dark Legion guys, because they tamper in the dark arts, so you don't know what that rabbi is really.
That's what I want to know. Is he really dead or not? But he fucking burned them alive.
Oh man,
that's some crazy shit.
I saw the picture of that rabbi, man. That guy's up to no good, man. That guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That just goes to show you how far Striker's willing to go. I mean, first he electrocuted Mother Teresa and Sister Cynthia in fucking holy water, and now he fucking burns Radical Rabbi alive. So I don't know what's gonna happen to Lord Evil Priest in this best of 5. So it should be fun to watch.
Oh, I heard the Evil One, man. That guy's not worried, man. That guy's as cynical as freaking Striker, man.
Yeah, he probably got some kind of incantation to bring Rabbi back. Who the fuck knows? I really don't know at this point. That's a crazy angle playing out right there. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. All right, so I'm gonna get to the next undercard since we have so many to cover. Next one, we have a 6-man matchup with the females, and this is an uncensored whips, chains, and handcuffs match. Again, only in the WWO will you find a match like this. Guest referee is going to be Mankiller Terra Scream, and the participants will be the female representatives of Legion of Darkness, who we just spoke about. And this time around, it's going to be Dark Mistress Morgana. We have newcomer Jigsaw and Sister Cynthia, and they're going to be battling the establishment, and that's Venus Luxuria, Luna O'Lovely, and Korea Kiss. And these three, the members of the establishment, they're no joke because they debuted last cycle and they ended up, taking over the top spot in the women's six-man division, and they won the Circle of Sanity TV six-man champions in their debut cycle. So that they're no pushovers, and they're showing that they're here. They're for real. They're legit, and they're gonna make an example in the pay-per-view.
Now, did you say Man Killer was?
She's the guest referee for this one.
Now, what happens if she doesn't make it out of her strongman match?
Hey, then
what happens if she? Are you?
I might put another guest referee in there if I need to.
Okay.
I might just let her fly solo. That's a good. Might not even make it.
I mean, not to take anything away from Man Killer, because you know what? Yeah, she looks like she can handle herself in the ring, but I don't think she was expecting someone as lunatic-ish as the strongman. I don't think she was.
Guy. So this was very last minute, but as a commissioner, sometimes you got to make those tough decisions. But again, this might work into Man Killer's favor if she ends up winning that match. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe the strongman underestimates her, and Man Killer takes his manhood or something.
Exactly. And just to touch on that also, it could go either way with Dark Mistress Morgana, because she's involved in a matchup, one of the main events that we're going to get on, we're going to touch on later. And what kind of shape is she going to be in after this six-man match? We don't know. Nice. So she might not even be 100%. Hopefully, if she's smart, and she'll just be on the outside of the ring, playing it safe and maybe jump in and pick up the win. But if she gets involved and she gets her ass beat, then that's going to, severely jeopardize her chance of winning the Goddess Extreme Championship, which we'll get into later.
Oh yeah, no, I mean we had the AWL CCL review of Starrcade. Yep. Their show went 2 days, so they went from one day into the next. I mean, so that's an enduring process, But here in Wicked City, this is a 1 day event, Melvin.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that makes it even. I mean, you don't even get a chance to go home and wash up.
Nope.
So poor Mistress Morgana, like you said, she's going to have to endure a couple of matches throughout the night. And hopefully she doesn't have to exhaust her tank early on in the night.
Yeah, you just got to be smart. And if you get hurt, you got to tape yourself up, slap yourself in the face a few times in front of a mirror and get back out there. Maybe pop
you're like slap yourself in the mirror. Damn. Damn.
There you go.
Wake up. Get your ass back out there.
Maybe Hal can help them out with that. I don't know, but
hey, a shot of vitamin D does wonders for everything.
That's what I mean. You never know. That's some adrenaline.
Yeah. Gives your skin a nice glow.
Oh, shit.
Oh, clear those things right up. Yeah. So next match we got on the card is this is probably one of the main ones that I'm looking forward to myself. And this is Skyblade Tiger King versus Irritated Cannibal. Again, another matchup that they've had a storied rivalry since the ECL. This has been a rivalry over a year in the making, and it kind of carried over from the ECL. I'm not going to get too much into it because we've already touched on it in previous podcasts. But these two, they're arch enemies, and this is a real legit, very impactful, meaningful rivalry. And I doubt this is going to be the end of it. It might not. But it is a last monster standing match. Both of them, as you know, are monsters in their own right. We have Skyblade, who Wolf Tyrant mentioned in the last podcast that he's kind of supernatural, if you ask me, with the whole tiger changing into a human form. And then you have Irritated Cannibal, who is like almost immortal. He can't die. So that's why the name of the match was, given that moniker as Last Monster Standing. So these two going at it, it's going to be something special, because if both of them are in this supernatural, undying realm, then who knows what's going to happen and how the outcome is going to play out.
Oh yeah, and anytime you bring in the other dimensions, you never know, because that's part of what the Duck is is here in the WWL form, because he has his eye on all these dimension traveling folks, and hopefully he can get some help and some answers in rescuing his friends that are trapped in the SHL right now, because if he finds a way to bring those guys into the Wicked Wars, oh man, all hell's gonna break loose, guys. I mean, so right now, he's right now he's in the hunt. The Duck hunt is on, and he's looking pretty close at the Legion of Darkness because of their dimension travels. So maybe if
the Dark Judges too.
Oh yeah. So maybe he's going to keep an extra eye on on this match as well, because these two guys, messing with the dimensions and might just unveil some kind of a teleport or some kind of what do they call them, a portal.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you never know.
Gotham Alley Hardcore. This is another match I'm looking forward to. This is the Batman family, who, as you know, they've had a lot of success as of late in the league. This is Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, and they're going up against three members of the Legion of Darkness: Cardinal Sin, Bishop Faith, and Mother Superior. In case for the people that don't know that are listening in, they've been going back and forth quite a few times. Batman was the one initially calling the Legion out. Legion responded by ambushing them in the ring along with Radical Rabbi, who is the mouthpiece, but he does get involved from time to time in some of these attacks, which is the case here. I believe they attacked them after a tag team match that they had and they won, and used them as an example of cleansing the world, so to speak. So now they're finally going to get into it in this match to see which one of those guys are the best. Is it the Legion of Darkness, or is it the vigilante team of Batman, Robin, and Batgirl? Next up, we have another best 3 out of 5 series match. This time, Mr. Rick Angel, you might want to touch on this one. There's some history here that you might know about. This one is between the Stonewall brothers, Skip Stonewall, Run Stonewall, and Buff Stonewall, and they're going up against the Survivor Dynasty's Future Devin Destiny, the Insurance Policy, and the historic Michael Giuliano. What's your take on that matchup there?
I guess the Dynasty just took exception to Stonewall's coming out and saying what's been true so far. Stonewalls are the best 6-man team in the WWL.
Bar none right now. I mean, it's. Rick, I'll tell you like this. I mean, anytime you have someone, like the Survivor actually make that extension out, and sometimes maybe you weren't expecting it, because you heard the talk. He doesn't really like to rub with everybody. So for him to reach out and did he reach out to you guys? Is that who signed the contract? They came after you?
Yep, they challenged the Stonewall brothers, and Stonewall brothers accepted.
You know what? Even more credit. I mean, not to take anything away from the Stonewall brothers, but the historic one and his crew right there. You know what? I'm glad they're going after the upper echelons. Because nothing against him coming after the duck and pretty much having himself a nice duck stew, but it's nice to see the elite go at it. Because that's something of a dream matchup there in its own.
Absolutely, I have to totally agree with that. These are two factions that are going to be going at it for quite some time. This is just the beginning of something special, if you ask me.
Thank you.
Let's see what else we have on the card. Next up, speaking of Survivor Dynasty, we have Crest of Chaos champion, Extreme Survivor, and he's gonna go 1-on-1 against Justin Kyle in a First Blood match. This is actually just announced. Brand new match added to the pay-per-view. The reasoning behind this one is Flip, as you know, Justin Kyle has been kind of protesting that the Annihilation Inc. has been getting overlooked and that they're just as deserving as anyone else. Justin has been in the top 10 since Cycle 1. And I figure, you know what, let's see how good he really is. So I'm pitting him against someone who's equally deserving, and that's the current Crest of Chaos champion, Extreme Survivor. So they're going to get a chance to see exactly who is the better man and who's deserving of that WWL spotlight right now.
Oh, yeah. Overlooked no more.
Not at all. Definitely not at all. No. And
the final, I think I'm right there with you, Melvin. I mean, I may have overlooked them the first cycle, but ever since, like I said, I've definitely made an attempt to call on them and keep track of what's going on with them. So this should be a good one to see moving forward.
Absolutely. And then to finish off the pay-per-view card, last but not least.
Whoa. That's just the undercard, right? Not the whole pay-per-view card.
Well, finished off the undercard, sorry.
Okay. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, this is just for the undercards. The last match is going to be Donnie, and Juan Flamingo of the Flamingo Brothers, and they will be battling. Again, these are members of the incoming Dark Carnival. Bang, pow, and boom. These are the clowns coming officially into the league, and they will be doing battle with the Flamingo Brothers on their debut night.
Oh, man, really?
Awesome, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. I mean, now, I know we kind of, pushed over it, because, the Batman family, signed with the Legion, and, in that same sense, when you get someone like those Dark Carnival clowns,
Yep.
they're definitely an attraction, even, aside from all the balloons and stuffed animals they're going to be throwing at people, but like I said, watch out for those balloons because some of them are filled with some nasty egg yolk and other weird other weird balloons throughout the night. So yeah, like I said, careful if you pop a balloon. Careful if you pop a balloon. Oh man.
All right, so now we're gonna get into the main events. And these are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. We do have 3 main events scheduled for the night, and these are for 3 of the Mayhem Championship titles. And these are, again, the granddaddy of them all. Whoever owns these, they own the yard. And we have 3 great, incredible matches lined up. These are all based off the Performance Tracker Extreme, which, as you know, Flip, is my rule of thumb in determining who will be in contention for these titles because it shows who actually deserves it. So right now we're going to start with the Wicked Wayward Championship. That's our version of kind of like the Intercontinental. And this one's mixed gender. It could be women. It could be men. It doesn't matter who it is. In this case, it happens to be 2 of the men. And it's Big Daddy Johnson versus Renegade Slade Stevens in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Rick, what are your thoughts on Big Daddy Johnson being in line for one of the first ever Mayhem titles?
It's an honor. Great, and see. Be great to see when Big Daddy takes Renegade and slides him all over. Sure, the Duck will be there to watch that.
Oh, for sure, you know it. Oh man, yeah. I kid you not. Anywhere Renegade signs from this point moving forward, that fucking Duck will be somewhere in the stadium. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed. And as a matter of fact, with the way he got introduced to the Wicked Warz League, yeah, I can pretty much assure you that Hal's in that same list. Hal's on that same.
Hey, the Duck was begging for it.
He definitely, you know what? The Duck had it coming.
he sure did. He kept peeking.
There you go.
You know what? And even though the Duck, came in, looking for help, when the contract included Hugh, it really did change things up for the Duck because Hugh's definitely not a fighter, and he can definitely bite a red ball down pretty hard, but other than that, he's not going to do too much more fighting. Oh man.
Oh.
Oh.
I forgot about Mr. Gimp.
Oh,
that was classic. I'm so glad I got away with that one in the report, man.
That was ingenious, brother. That one and the tip. Oh yeah, that one and the tip.
Everybody was wondering how the hell I got that past everybody, but hey, it's my secret.
Hey now. Sleight of hand,
That's all. A little sleight of hand action never hurts.
Yeah.
It worked though.
So yeah, so watch out there, Big Daddy Johnson, because falls count anywhere, and watch out.
Oh shit. So moving on to the next big main event that we have. We're gonna get on into the female division now, and this is another match. Again, all 3 of these matches I'm looking forward to tremendously, but this one is for the women's division to see who is the best of the best. Right now, there are only 2 in contention, and they're both facing off for the title of Goddess Extreme World Championship, and that is Dark Mistress Morgana versus none other than the returning Miss Eva Danger. Flip, what are your thoughts on this one since we've been covering this one from day one?
You know what, man? I had an opportunity to go outside and take a look at the carnival that's going on, right outside our venue, and I ran into these mud wrestling girls that are traveling with the carnival, I definitely remember their last names because it stood out. We had a Hatfield and a McCoy. And these girls were mud wrestling out there, and that's all they could mention. The female division here in the Wicked Warz, and the only words that came out of their mouth was Patsy's. They don't think any of these girls got any talent. They're like, these girls are just out there for TNA. They're out there, for that dad that brings his kid to the show just for little entertainment. So just hearing them talk how little they respect this division, I'm curious to see when the carnival arrives, how this changes the playing field here.
Oh yeah, definitely something drastic's gonna happen when they arrive for sure. But right now, you can't take anything away from the women's division at all, because right now they're giving us some probably even more action than the guys are, if you ask me.
Oh, me personally? Oh yeah, man, the division there is loaded. I mean, like you had mentioned on other shows. I mean, the division here in the Wicked Warz League rivals that of any women's league throughout the association, because aside from the Revolution Wrestling, not much is going on in a lot of these other female leagues.
Exactly. They're pretty much either dying off, or there's really not that much going on in those leagues. So I have a lot of respect for the Revolution Wrestling League. I've been listening into the podcast. Those gentlemen are doing a great job running that league. But it's like you said, we're probably at the forefront of a true women's division. So the last main event is for the Nefarious World Heavyweight Championship, and it is going to be a Full Metal Mayhem match. Guest referee will be Survivor, and the participants are Hal Uranus versus the Impassive Knave. Rick, your thoughts?
Oh, I'm pretty sure the Knave's going to get his shot of vitamin D.
He's definitely getting his shots, his shots early this year. He's definitely getting shots early.
And it's fun. I mean, this matchup to me this just shows you how great the matchups in this league are going to be, especially when it comes to trying to win one of these Mayhem titles. Just quickly, I'll touch on why each of these gentlemen are in this match to begin with. We have obviously Hal Uranus is in this match, as it goes without saying. He's a former Court of Torment and Band of Distance Wars champion, Battle Royal winner of cycle number 3. His record right now is 59 wins, 8 losses, and no draws. Win percentage is 85%. Performance tracker points 80. His notable wins has been Terra Sheba, Craven Kraus, Striker, and Justin Kyle. So those are some pretty notable wins that he has under his belt. And then we also have the challenger, which is the Impassive Knave. Affiliation is the end game. He's the reigning Belt of Sublity champion, Battle Royal winner of cycle number 2. Currently, he has the most Battle Royal toss-outs by far at 12. His WWO record stands at 88 wins, 7 losses, 3 draws. Win percentage of 89.84%. Performance tracker points is 72. And he has victories over Skyblade Tiger King, Lord Evil Priest, Justin Kyle, and Big Daddy Johnson. So this is the reason why these two gentlemen are in this match for the coveted prize of Nefarious World Championship.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, there's... like you were mentioning, it's probably something that we would love to track here in the IWA, but in terms of ticket sales, or I think I want to say that maybe of bringing new talent in, someone as notorious as like CM Punk, that regardless of where they go, they're gonna sell out arenas.
Oh yeah.
I see those two guys, in that same boat, because
easily.
I mean, anytime you have them on your lineup, anytime you have them, on your card, it's gonna sell out, and it's amazing that you got someone like Survivor to referee this match, because Survivor alone being in the stadium that night is awesome.
Yeah, I figured inserting him into this match is going to elevate the stakes even higher, because Flip, there's no telling what Survivor is going to do in this matchup. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, where you have two guys gunning for a title, and then the one referee in it also wants a piece of that title in the long run as well. So anything goes.
Yeah, I think the Survivor's going to get the vitamin. I think the Survivor's going to get the vitamin D, bro.
He's gonna get the rub whether he wants to get one or not.
Exactly.
Hey,
But, you know,
welcome to the WWL.
hey, you know what? Like I said, not too many places he's been has
Hey, I might put that in the contracts moving forward. That if you want in on the league, you need the vitamin D shot first.
Now, I've been
You
listening
need to
in,
get screened for the vitamin D shots.
and Flip, I keep hearing how you take exception to how Hal wrestles.
Oh, hey. I personally have no problem with it. Flip did. He doesn't feel too comfortable with Hal wrestling in the buff, but I really have no problem with it. Hey, if Hal's comfortable, then rock out.
Uh,
I mean, I gotta watch the videos. At least put the little, censor bar, guys. It's like
well, the
shit,
center
man.
bar would take up the whole screen.
Oh shit! It'll look like the TV's broken. It'll just keep flipping. The little black bar will go throughout. Oh yeah. I think that's why I take more exception to Sexton Hardcastle over in the GNL because he at least wears his towel and
Now the top
man.
is off for Hal once the match starts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Show what the good Lord gave you.
He's like, oh
It
man.
makes for great TV, Flip.
Oh yeah, definitely throwing this what's the FCC into their A game.
Yo, they got to get paid for something.
Yeah, might as well keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man.
At the pay-per-view, it's a stacked card, sold out. It's going to be at the War Room Arena, and it will be January 10th. For those wanting to tune in, it's going to be one hell of a night.
Oh man, like I said, I can't wait, man, because like I've mentioned here before, these nights, are the ones that make, it's where you should win because
Right.
obviously, matches get signed, every cycle, every tour, like some people mention, and you have, like Rick said, sometimes, the cast gets exhausted throughout the tour. They might lose from time to time, but you can guarantee that when a pay-per-view is coming up, oh yeah, that blue pill goes down and, they're up for it and they're up for it.
Right. Boost to the ground.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Now, gentlemen, is there any other things we want to cover? I know Wicked City Chaos was at the top of the list. Moving forward into 2019, is there anyone out there you guys want to call out or invite into the Wicked Warriors League? Maybe break a little fourth wall and get some people moving this way.
I mean, listen, as far as I'm concerned, anybody and everybody, as long as you're willing to be a part of the league and contribute to the league and really buy into the whole vision that I have where trash talk is at the center of it, the angles are at the center of it, then I invite any and all managers to come in. Just if you're going to come in, don't waste my time or yours. Definitely, if you're going to come in, commit to it because right now, this isn't one of those things where you're taking a gamble. The league has been we're going on 5 cycles now. It's already making noise. It's already cemented as one of the best leagues in the game by far. I don't care who says otherwise. I think we've already proven that we are that good. And you already know what you're going to get. You're going to get your money's worth in the WWL. So if you're on the fence about joining another league for the new year, I can't stress enough that the WWL is probably one of the best leagues to come on board to because you're going to get exposure. You're going to get that time to shine and you're going to have fun, bar none. That's my main goal. And I think so far I've been able to pull that off.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Rick. We're in a lot of the same leagues, Rick, and I've pretty much navigated to these commissioners, and most of the leagues that I've navigated to do have a lot of great working commissioners, Melvin. But I've said it before. I mean, your stuff is bar none the best looking. I mean, there's different styles. I'm definitely going to put Pete Houston in the ASL because it's a whole different style. It's a different style, a different feel, and at the same time, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of great, people that I attribute to like the Generation Next, because, those two guys there, I just enjoy the way they bring wrestling out, just in the same way like you do. You guys have a nice wrestling background. You push the angles forward in a positive way. You allow managers to work and incorporate it in such a good way into your leagues that, like I said, I think I think 2019 is going to be a fun year in the IWA, and moving forward with the coverage. I think if you're not in the Wicked Wars League, yeah, get yourself here soon.
Oh yeah, just definitely just contact me. I'll set everything up, get you guys into the league. Because again, it's invite only, so you can't just show up in the league without me approving it, which is a great thing for me. Because again, I know everybody that's in my league. I know every single wrestler that's on the roster. I have a full view of the entire league. I know some commissioners don't have that luxury because they don't have that that stipulation where they can only get in through you. But I do have that luxury, and again, anybody that comes in, I know exactly who it is. I know what to expect, and I don't approve them unless I know what I'm going to get from them. And so far, I think, with the exception of a few, because they're on their way out again, Undisputed Era being one of them, and there are two others as well. I'll touch on those in the next cycle. But everybody else has been spot on with what they've been, saying that they're going to bring to the table, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else is going to come in 2019, like you said, Flip.
Yeah, just make sure you got your glasses on if you're waiting for someone to come.
Absolutely, especially Hal.
Oh,
You gotta love this league, man.
oh, yeah.
Oh man, guys, like I said, it's always fun mixing and matching. Like I said, I like I said, Rick, any words, any thoughts? Like I said, I know we're Melvin and I ramble so much, man. It's hard to get a word in sometimes.
That's fine. I'm actually not that big of a talker, so it's fun just sitting and listening to the conversation go back and forth.
Awesome.
But you know what, guys? Like I said, join the fun, join the action here in the IWA. If you're not a part of a league, if you got to learn the game, go to some of these smaller leagues. I know Commissioner Derek Tuttle there in the BBL is also trying to get his league up and moving. Just in case you want to play in the gold. So there are a lot of great leagues out there. I know.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah, there is definitely a pace, and even to this point, gentlemen. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and give one last little plug to Shane Cole, because I know he's like I said, he's a manager, and he has a tough time throughout the association because he tries to support everyone and anyone,
Exactly.
and it runs him thin a little bit, But he is settling into the Louisiana Swamp League. And
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm trying to help him support himself and in grasping just his own league. It's like, hey, you know what? Just ground yourself somewhere, brother. Make that So
I'm
yeah,
trying to help him out in that league. I definitely want to see him succeed. I do believe he's co-commissioner, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
And,
no. By the way, like I said, I know there's a few people that help him out. Like I said, there's a lot of beautiful work that went into getting him situated in that league, because there are a lot of people in this game. Like I said, and he may not be cutting the mustard for some of these bigger leagues, but at the same time, I want to see him succeed.
Exactly. I actually was the one to put the cover together for him. The new cover for the bulletin. I customized that myself for him. So I'm trying to help out any way I can as well.
Oh, most definitely. Like I tell them. I mean, this is it's a beautiful association. It's a beautiful place. To make new friends. And if you are interested, go ahead and visit the Play IWA website at playiwa.com. And join in on the fun, because 2019 is building up and has it's gonna erupt. It's gonna erupt. Let's just say it.
Absolutely.
Oh man, gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off. You guys have been listening to the Wicked City Chaos review or preview of the
Absolutely.
Wicked Wars League with Rick Angel, Commissioner Melvin Mayhem, and myself, IWA Flip. Oh, wait a minute, I'm forgetting somebody. In the background right there, Wicked City
Adrian
Tribune.
Mayhem from the Wicked City Tribune.
I love it. You guys make sure you catch all our shows, and we'll see you guys next time. You guys take it easy.
Take care, Flip.
Yeah, take care.